Doctors, I am Dr. Siddharth Gupta. I am an orthopedic surgeon. I have been receiving requests from the students as to how to prepare in the last 6 or 7 days for the NEET PG examination. Friends, you know that the exam is on 7th of January 2018 and there is just last 1 week to go for your exam. Friends, I will be giving a guide to your strategy so that you can prepare for your exam and plan your success accordingly. I will be discussing it in stages, and after that you will be feeling more confident and more clear as to how to plan your strategy. Friends, first of all, you have to tell yourself today that today is the New Year Eve, 31st of December, that I will be celebrating my New Year only after 7th of January. Your inbox, your WhatsApp messages, your emails would be flooded with New Year messages tonight and day after. Do not respond to any of them. Do not respond to any of them. Your New Year will begin only after 7th of January once you have given your exam. Because this is going to be a big distraction for all of you, that is why I am telling you this. Distractions should be avoided at any cost at this point of time. Friends, first of all, tell yourself that you have been preparing for the entire year or for the entire few months in the last 3-4 months. So be confident that you will be able to crack the exam and you will definitely break the rank barrier, as I have told you about in my previous videos. How you should be revising is that today is 31st of August. I will give you a 7-day plan. Friends, your short subjects should be revised in not more than 3 days. In the first 2.5 to 3 days, just revise all your short subjects. Short subjects should be revised and finished first and foremost because they are easy to revise, they are easy to remember, and more number of questions are asked from them. If you have been preparing notes and your synopsis, you will be able to revise them in not more than 3 days, all the short subjects. Your long subjects and your subjects of basic sciences should be revised in the next 2 days. That means by the time you reach 4th of January, all the subjects except 1 or 2 long subjects or major subjects should have been completed by then. During revision, just do not read any new book. Do not refer to any new notes. Do not refer to anything which you have not gone through before. Alright? What you will be reading is only your notes, your synopsis, and in the textbook only those tables, flowcharts and the lines which you have tick marked or underlined. Only that. So you need to filter it, and that filter should be ultra filtration. Just as your kidney does the ultra filtration of everything that is to be removed from the body, you should also be doing the ultra filtration of the subjects that you have to read, of the topics you have to read. Just be very specific. Ignore everything which you are confident of. Ignore everything which you think is irrelevant. Ignore everything now which you think you will remember it day in and day out. And friends, the next comes is that you have revised all the subjects by 4th or 5th of January. 5th of January afternoon, all your subjects should have been finished. Now comes the time to glance through the questions. The 5 or 7 year questions that you had been doing by using different guidebooks should be revised. Now, how to revise them? When you were revising the question papers during your preparation, you must have tick marked those questions which you keep on forgetting or which you don't remember. If there is a sample paper of 300 questions, there would be about 30 to 40% questions of that sort. 60% of the questions you will be able to do even if you don't study them before the exams. 60 to 70% of the questions are like that. The fight is for the 30 to 40% of the questions which you keep on forgetting, or which always confuse you which option to choose. Now friends, you have to do the questions of those category only which you have tick marked, which you haven't been able to answer in your first attempt while you were preparing. These questions won't take more than 1 day of yours, or let us say by 6th of January afternoon all the questions which have been tick marked should be over by then. So after 4 p.m. or let us say 3 p.m. on 6th of January, none of you should be studying. After that, just relax. Take your time, spend time with your family. Go out and visit some temple or church or gurudwara or any religious place which you worship or where you feel is peaceful. Spend about half an hour there, come back, have your meal, prepare for the next day. That means if you have to take print out of your admit card, take that out. You have to carry an ID, prepare which ID I have to take. The next day, I mean the dressing etc. should be prepared that day itself. Your center should be, the location should be clear to you. How would you be going to your center, by which mode of transport, that should also be clear to you. Whether you will be going by your own car, by metro, by bus or by a cab, that should be well prepared in advance. Friends, about 50% of the failures that take place in the exam are because of the last day havocs that take place. This I am telling you from my experience and from the feedbacks from various students. So the next day logistics should be planned beforehand itself. Now most of you would be saying, sir, I have to study till 12 midnight on 6th of January, only then I will be able to crack the exam. Friends, the history is a witness that none of the toppers topped because what they studied just the day before their exam. None of them topped because of that. None of them achieved a rank because of that. And you are no exception. You are no exception. If miracle has to happen, that will happen by itself. You don't have to do anything about it. A day before you cannot do anything about it. So, according to me, on 6th of January by 4 p.m. in the evening, all your books should be closed and you should be spending time with your family in worship. Go out, visit a temple, plan for the next day, how you would be going, and just give your exam. Now comes how to attempt the question paper. Question paper should be attempted very, very judiciously. Friends, you know that there is a single exam now and there is a negative marking as well. So, since it is an online exam, you have the option of changing the answers as well. Sometimes it feels that it is a very good option that you can change the answer. By changing the answer, you will be able to modulate your responses. Friends, let me tell you that it is a trap. 99% of the times, the first answer that you choose in the doubtful questions, the first answer that comes to your mind is correct. And by changing the response, you actually make it wrong. You answer it wrongly. This is also, I am telling you, not just from my experience, but from the experiences of various toppers that I have talked to. All the best, students. I hope all of you will do well, and I know that since you have been studying all through the year, you have all the reasons to crack the rank barrier. All the best, students. Do well.